In this video, we will talk about self-organizing maps or topology preserving map. In short, it is called SOM. Now, the main objective of this video will discuss Conan self-organizing feature map, KSOM or SOM algorithm, SOM example, and Python implementation of the SOM algorithm. The Conan SOM or Conan self-organizing feature map is a clustering and data visualization techniques based on a neural network viewpoint. Okay, so here we have to use the concept of neural network. The main objective is to find a set of centroids. It is also called reference vectors. We have to identify the centers. This is also called the reference vectors. And assign each data to the centroid that provides the best approximation of that data. Let there be k centroids are there, then we need k neurons. Okay, let we have k centroids. Say we have a k is equal to 2, that means we need k number of neurons. Okay, so it may be, say you can say C1, here it is say C2. Similarly, if k is equal to 3, we need 3 neurons, C1, C2, C3. In sum, data are processed one at a time, and the closest centroid is updated and nearby centroids are also updated. Okay, let we have a centroids like this. We just say few data are there, x1, x2 to xn, and we have to iterate, we have to process the data one by one. Suppose if you process this one, identify the nearest center. If the nearest center is this one, then we have to update this center as well as its neighbors. Say this one as well as this one as well as this one. Similarly, process the second data. Now nearest center may be this one. Then we have to select, we have to update this weights of this particular neuron as well as weights of the neighboring neurons. Okay. Now we select a value p through which we identify the number of neighbors. If it is p is equal to 0, that means the data itself. So if p is equal to 0, that means we have to update the only single neuron, the nearest neuron. Suppose the nearest neuron of x2 is this one, so we have to update this one only. Now if p is equal to 1, that means one neighbors. So we have to update all the single hop neighbors, means we have to update these neighbors. Okay, now let we have some more neurons, and if p is equal to, set p is equal to 2, that means we have to select the two neighbors neurons, means in every side. So that means what, we have to update this one as well as this particular part neuron. We assume that some more neurons are there, which we should not take. Okay, now this is the concept. Now in some data are processed one at a time, and the closest centroid is updated and nearby centroids are also updated. The process will continue until some predetermined limit is reached or the centroids are not changing very much. So we have to select the data one by one continuously. Suppose we have searched this one, we have processed this one, then return back, then once again we have to process the whole data. Now every time we have to update the weights, and we have to continue this particular process till the weights are not changing too much. Now the output is the set of centroids that implicitly define clusters. The main output is the cluster centers. Okay, each cluster consists of the point closest to the particular centroids. Okay, so through neural network approach we can identify the clusters. Let there be k number of clusters and n number of data, and we have a wij weights. It's a vector, and ith data is associated with jth cluster. Now during the self-organizing process, the cluster unit whose weight vector matches the input pattern most closely is chosen as winner. Now to identify the most closely data center, we use here square of the minimum Euclidean distance. Okay, so already you know the Euclidean distance, say distance between the data and the center. Generally we use Euclidean distance. Euclidean distance between x1 and c1. Now here we use square of the Euclidean distance. Okay, that means Euclidean distance is what? Euclidean distance is square root of, say, x1 minus c1 square, say xi minus cj square, x1 i1 c1 square plus xi2 minus cj2 square plus xid minus cjd square, the whole square. That means here, to know the proximity, we have to identify the square of the Euclidean distance. That means we have to calculate the distance like this way: xi1 minus cji square. That means it is the distance between I and j, ith data and the jth center, plus xi2 minus cj2 square plus xid minus cjd square, where d is the dimension of the data. And the winning unit and its neighboring units update their weights. Let we have a 4 data input data, say x1, x2, x3 and x4, and k value is 2, so we can write, say, y1 and y2, output neuron. So this is for c1, this is for c2, and there must be connection. So this is nothing but our W11, okay. This is nothing but our W12, this is W21, are you getting? W22, okay, and this is nothing but our W31, W32, okay, W41, W42. Next, we will see the basic steps of the self-organizing web. So we can say SOM algorithm. Okay, here input is the data x. Okay, where xi, where I varies from 1 to n number of data and number of clusters you want. Let k is equal to 2. And we have the output, we have the weight matrix, okay, and the set clusters, say cluster j varies from 1 to k. Okay, now first of step 1, of j mean and for all I wij, we have to update the weight, wij t plus 1, the next wij t plus alpha xi minus wij t, and if you simplify it, we can get wij t into 1 minus alpha plus alpha xi. Next, step 8, here you have to follow this particular path, update the learning rate, and next step, reduce the radius of topological neighborhood. Okay, so in step 9, reduce the topological neighborhood of specified time and calculate the stopping criteria, and if stopping criteria is satisfied, then break it, that means come out from the while loop. Now to set the stopping criteria, we can do many things. So we can iterate the whole thing, say 100 times or 1000 times, or we can, every time we have to check the successive weights, If the weights are not changing too much, then we can stop the algorithm. Next we will see one simple example. Let we have a 4 input data, okay, and assume number of clusters say 2, and the initial parameter alpha is equal to, say it is 0.7, and every time we have to update the alpha, so that means alpha t plus 1 will be the 0.5 into the old alpha, okay, and assume the radius will be the 0 or the neighbor will be 0. That means we have to update the only the nearest centroid, not the neighbor center. And we have to set the initial parameter, initial weight matrix. So initial weight matrix, so there are 2 clusters are there, hence we need the 2 columns, so one for C1 and for another for C2, and randomly we have to select a data in between 0 to 1, okay. So the weight value should be in between 0 to 1. Similarly, input data also should be in between 0 to 1, okay. Say the data may be 1.16, 0.9, 1.02, 0.37, okay, 0.48, 0.82, 0.03. Randomly you have to assign the weights. So first of okay, so in this way you can see initialize the weight. So already we have identified the weights. Randomly you have to select the weights, set the learning parameter alpha is equal to 0.7, okay, and topological parameter here we assume p is equal to 0. That means we update only the nearest, not its neighbor. Next is what? For each data we have to iterate each data and for each cluster center. So we can say the first data is what? The first data, say select the data iteratively, say the first data is equal to 1100, okay, and so we have to calculate the distance with this and that, okay. That means if I is equal to 1, so k is equal to 2, so we have to calculate for I is equal to 1, then for I is equal to 2, so if I is equal to 1, distance will be what? Distance 1 will be what? It is nothing but 0.16 minus 1 square plus 1 minus 1 square plus 0.37 minus 0 square plus 0.82 minus 0 whole square, okay, 1.5149. Similarly you have to calculate the dist 1, 2, it is nothing but our 0.9, so it is 0.09 minus 1 square plus 0.02 minus 1 square, 0.48 minus 0 square, 0.03 minus 0 square, and if you solve it you can get the 2.0198. So for this one, for the C1, the distance between x1 and C1 is minimum, okay. So the minimum distance is what? We can see the minimum distance is what? It is 1.5149 when C1 when j is equal to 1, okay. You can say this is j is equal to 1, here it is j is equal to, so this is minimum when j is equal to 1. That means we have to update the weights, we have to update only the first column, we have to update only this particular column, and only we know the weight. So here we capture the j minimum with the dij is the minimum, okay, and you can see here we use the square of the Euclidean distance, okay, and here you see square of the Euclidean distance. Next for all j with neighbors we have to update. So this is the formula, wij t plus 1 is equal to wij t into 1 minus alpha plus alpha xi. So we can see, so we have to update only the first column because the first column is the minimum. So we can see wi1, okay, t plus 1 is equal to wi1 t 1 minus alpha. So what is alpha? It is 0.7 plus alpha 0.7 into the x1 first data. That means 0.16 0.16 into 0.3. So 1 minus 7 is what? 1 minus 0.7 is what? It is 0.3 plus 0.7 into the x. X is what? X is what? You can see x is what? It is 1 into 1. This is the first. Second is what? So it is 1 into 0.3 plus 0.7 into 1. Next 0.37 into 0.3 plus 0.7 into the 0. Next 0.82 into 0.3 plus 0.7 into 0. That means if you solve it, you can get it is that means what? It is 0.048 plus 0.7. Here it is what? 0.3 plus 0.7. Here it is 0.111 plus 0. And here it is 0.246 plus 0. That means 0.748 and 0.1, it is 1, okay, 0.3 plus 0.7, it is 0.111, here it is 0.246. So the updated weights, so we have to update only this particular column. So the updated weights will be, you can see this here, you can draw this one here. And we have to keep as it is 0.09, 0.02, 0.48 and 0.03. Similarly, so we have completed the first data. Next, the second data is what? Second data is 0, 1, 0, 0. That means what is that? 0, 1, 0, 0. And we have to calculate when j is equal to 1 and j is equal to 2. We have to calculate the distance. Okay, now you can see here, we just forget about this. Now the updated weight is this one. That means the next calculation will be with this weight. Okay, now we have to write the distance in between 2, 1. So it is what? 0.748 minus 0 square, 0.748 minus 0 square plus 1 minus 1 square. Okay, and if you solve it, you can get the answer 0.6323. Similarly, with the second cluster, it is 0.09 minus 0 square okay, and its answer is 1.998. Now in this case also, this particular distance is minimum when j is equal to 1. That means j main is equal to 1 when the minimum distance is what? Minimum distance is 0.6323. So we have to update only this first column only. So the updated, the Wi1 t plus 1, same formula. It is 1 minus 0.7 plus 0.7 into x2. Okay, so okay, so 0.748 into 0 into the 0.3 plus 0.7 into x2. X2 is what? It is 0. Similarly, the next is what? 1 into 0.3 plus 0.7 into 1. Next 0.111 into 0.3 plus 0.7 into 0. Next 246 into 0.3 plus 0.7 into 0. And if you solve it, you can get 0.2244. It is, okay, 0.033 and here 0.0738. and the updated weights. So we have to update only the first column. So it is 0.22441, 0.0333, 0.0738. Okay, and you just copy the same thing here, 0.09, 0.02, 0.48, 0.03. Now the next data is 0010. Okay, so we have to calculate when j is distance, calculate j is equal to 1, when j is equal to 2. So when j is equal to 1, you can see this is what our updated weight. So we have to calculate distance between 3 and 1. It is 0.2244 minus 0 square plus 1 minus 0 square plus 0.0333 minus 1 square plus 0.0738 minus 0 square, and its answer is 1.9903. And distance 3 2 will be, it is 0.09 minus 0 square plus 0.02 minus 0 square plus 0.48, means this one 0.48 minus 1 square, 0.03 minus 0 square, and its answer is 0.2798. Here the minimum distance is, this is the minimum distance when j is equal to 2. So that means that j minimum is what? J minimum is due when the minimum distance is 0.2798. So we have to update the second column. Okay, so because j is equal to 2, so we have to update the second column. The formula already you know, wi2, the next updated version, t into the learning rate. So 1 minus 0.7, that means what? 0.3 plus alpha 0.7 into the beta x3. Okay, so it is we can write 0.09 into 0.3 plus 0.7 into the 0. Similarly, 0.02 into 0.3 plus 0.7 into 0. 0.48 into 0.3 plus 0.7 into 1. 0.03 into 0.3 plus 0.7 into 0. Okay, and we solve it. The answer will be 0.027, 0.006, 0.844, and here it is 0.009. Okay, and the updated weight will be what? Updated weight will be, here we have to keep as it is the first column. So first column is what? 2244, 0.0333, 0.0738, and updated weight of the second cluster 027, 006, 0.844, and 009. Now the last data is 0011. Okay, and if j is equal to 1 and if j is equal to 2, so we have to calculate. Okay, so for the first, if you calculate the distance with the x4 with the first column, the answer is 2.8427, and distance with the data with the second column, second cluster center, the answer is 1.007. So the nearest cluster center is what? Second one is the nearest cluster center when j mean is equal to 2, when the minimum distance is 1.0071. That means we have to update the second column. So the updated second column is what? Okay, so if we update using x for the x4, we update calculate the distance. The minimum distance is what? With the second center, and we update the weights, and the updated weights is this one. So we have to keep as it is the first column. We have to only update the second column. Okay, so this is the completion of the first iteration, and we will start the next iteration. So it's the first iteration. In the previous case it was the alpha value was 0.7. Now the alpha will be 0.7 into 0.5, because the next updated alpha will be about 0.5 into the present alpha value. 0.5, the next alpha value will be 0.35, and we have to continue the whole process once again. And after say iteration, after say 1000 iteration, for example, after say 1000 iteration, the updated weights is like this: 0.4006, 1.0667, 0.0148, 0016, 0.004, 0.9906, 0.5848. This is for cluster center 1, this is for cluster center 2. And we can see one thing, the data. Now first, if you take the average of the first two data, it is what? 0.5, it is 1, and it is 0. You can see the first is what? 0.4, it is very near to the 0.5. Next it is 1, okay, and next is what? Very small values. These two are the very small values, okay, so it is near to the 0. Similarly, if you see the second cluster, average will be 0, it is 1, it is 0.5. So these two are very small values, so near to the 0. The next value is what? It is near to the 1, and next is what? It is near to the 0.5. It is 0.5848, it is near to the 0.58. So we can say that these two data, okay, first two data, okay, and next two data belongs to the cluster number 2. And you can, if you see this one also, if you compare this one, so first two data is near compared with this, first two data belongs to the cluster number 1, okay, first two data belongs to the cluster number 1, next two data belongs to the cluster number 2. And you can draw the figure also, say x1, x2, x3 and x4, and y1 and y2. And if you plot the weights here in the weight matrix, you can see here x1, the weight in between x1 y1 is much more than in weight in between x1 and y2. Similarly, weight in between x2 and y1 much more than weight in between x2 and y2. If you calculate, see the weight in between x3 and y1 much more smaller than weight in between x3 and y2. Similarly, weight in between x1 and y1, it is much more smaller than the weight in between x1 and y2.
Hello friend, this is Python implementation of self-organizing map clustering algorithm. Now these two are the packages we need. Here assume cluster of number of clusters, say 2, and assume p is equal to 0, means we do not consider, we do not update any neighbors value. Now the initial learning rate we have assumed it is 0.07, and this is what our input data, okay, and these are the lines through which we print the number of data and the dimension. Here we initialize, here we create the array, empty array, and here we randomly initialize the weight matrix for the two clusters. Now this is what the main iterations, where we iterate the whole process 100 times. This is what our convergence criteria. You can set your own convergence criteria, and for each and every data we have to capture the minimum distance. Okay, in this way you have to capture the minimum distance, and every time we have to calculate the Euclidean distance between the centers and the weights. And here we update the weights. Okay, in this way we update the weights. So already you know wt plus 1 is equal to wt into 1 minus alpha plus alpha into x value, and we have to iterate the whole process, okay, for all the data, and we have to update the weights, and after that iteration we have to update the alpha value, okay, and here we update the alpha value, and this is what our, here we print the final weight matrix, and in this way we can use this particular line to identify the cluster numbers. And if you execute it, you can see here, so this is what our initial training data, okay, number of data 4, number of features 4, and total number of clusters 2. The initial data are these are the initial weights, and say after 100 iterations the final weights are this. and we can use the final weights to identify the cluster number. So first two data for cluster number 2 and last two data for cluster number 0. Okay, and this is what our Python implementation for the self-organizing map. That is the end of this particular video. Thank you very much.